morning live for our Saturday morning cartoons. This is when we come and we play and we create and we start our weekend off with friends and creativity. So thank you for joining me. If you are here live, it is 8 a.m. Pacific here on the West Coast, a little bit later, getting closer to lunch on the East Coast. And we have Diane joining us. Hello, Diane. Thank you. And then helping us is Megan. So you guys we come up with a bunch of fun names. The Marvelous Megan, Mixmaster Megan. She is joining us on the back end to help with any questions or links. Hello, Gina. Good morning. I hope everyone has a nice cup of coffee, a nice cup of tea. I made myself my cup of coffee right here, so I've got that in the background. So we are going to have a fun day today. Hello, Ruth Alice and Nancy and Christy and Kat. Good morning, Gail. Good morning. We always have so much fun. It's like coffee with friends. I love this. Hello, Julie. So today, I'm in the harvest mode. I'm in pumpkin mode and fall and Halloween. I'm actually going to decorate today. Today's the day to decorate for my family. We've already pulled out the tubs that were marked Halloween, and we are going to put them all up inside and out. So today is a very fun day in my household. We look forward to it every year when you get to dig out all those decorations. So I am definitely in the fall mode. And so what I created to do today for our project is this. Let me pull it up. Is this Harvest charm bracelet, and it uses these beautiful charms by Anna Bronze, and we're going to use a Czech glass bead mix as well with it and some other things, but it's really fun. Oh, hello, Sandra. Oh, you just made a loaf of brown Irish soda bread. Oh, that sounds amazing. Oh, good, Ruth Alice. I love it. Okay, Ruth Alice just said the new top drilled beads that just came out work well with the Super Duo earrings. Oh, that's good to hear. You know, I still have in a baggie from our previous class, the colors that we came up with for the Super Duo earring in the previous class. I still have to make the matched earring, but I'm not separating out the ingredients and putting them back into my stash because I need to make that pair of earrings so I can wear it. I love it. That was a really fun class. We came up with a whole kind of new way of putting this bead on the inside, and it just turned out really great. I loved it. Hello, Maria and Hannah and Cindy. Good morning. All right, so I've got to tell you, one thing I love about this bracelet, and we're going to have fun with this. So I liked how it turned out, but I was even more excited by the actual technique to make it, because we're going to use one strand of beading wire to make a double strand bracelet, and it worked out really well. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm going to knock on a little wood, but it worked out really, really well. So I'm actually most excited about showing you guys the technique to make this bracelet, just as much as the bracelet itself. So that was kind of, I don't know if that's like a nerdy beader thing, but when you figure out a new technique, it gets you really excited. So I want to share that with everyone today. Oh, I love it. Diana is saying, I made 2 of them. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, thank you, Ruth Alice. Hello, Maria from El Paso. All right, it is Saturday. We have a nice crew here. I am going to pop my camera down real quick. But just first, a couple quick notes. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. We are here live. You might be watching us on Art Beads. You might be watching us on YouTube or Facebook. Thank you for being here with us. I do want to give a quick note. If you see me saying hi to people and I didn't call your name, but maybe you're on Facebook or YouTube, it's because I can't see your comments live. Like I can see Lou is here and Tanya is here and Hazel and Santa Barbara Girl and Jackie's here. But if you're trying to comment and share a thought or an idea or say hello on one of those other platforms, I just can't see it live. But there is a link in the description of the video you're watching. If you click on it, it would pop you over here to Art Beads. Then when you comment, I can actually read it, which is great. So that is one quick note if you are here for the first time, and it's good to figure out how things work. We also have a couple different little icons on this platform. There's the heart, which gives little floaty hearts. There's a share arrow. And then there's the shopping bag, which is my Mary Poppins bag that has everything you're gonna see in the show, including my tools, the beading wire, all of that stuff is preloaded. So it's kind of like a resource bag where you can click on it and see the exact size, color, name, the price. You can add it right to your shopping bag. It's a nice little curated collection that you can use as a resource for a lot of really good information. So those are my quick notes. Let's flip the camera down and see what we're gonna really get into today. I wanna show you all the supplies. All right. Here is my table, and you guys can't see this. I actually stand when I do this. It's a little bit easier for me to see everything, and I'm going to try an experiment. I don't know if anyone else is to that point. I am going to try a new pair of glasses for beading. So I'm going to have one for reading and one for beading. I don't know if anyone else has gotten to that stage in life yet, but I think I've just hit that stage. Okay, so here is the actual finished piece, and this is a double strand bracelet, and it's a charm bracelet. I am using this clasp right here, it's just a lobster, and for the connecting point, I'm just making a loop of seed beads, which is so easy to do. This has got daggers in it, it has these fun focal beads. Yeah, all right, Diane, you're there with me. Oh my gosh. I just actually went and got new ones last week because I'm like, I can see everything with my current reading glasses, except for the beads are getting a little bit hard to see sometimes when I'm threading a needle. So I needed to, I think, upgrade a little bit. Yes, more magnification. Thank you, Linda. Yes, I am there too. Oh, and Lewis saying glasses and magnifying lamp with lights. I know, right? I feel like that wasn't always the case. And now I definitely, oh, the light too, for sure. I have multiple glasses for whatever I'm doing. Okay, Nancy, that makes me feel better because I really do think I'm going to have multiple glasses for different things. Okay. Thank you, guys. You guys are making me feel a lot better. All right, so here is the bracelet we're going to make. And what we're going to be using are these beautiful charms by Anna Bronze. Okay, and I do want to let you know we are having our pre-fall cyber sale up to half off on the website. So a lot of what you're going to see on my table today is on sale, which is great. So that's always fun. And then we also are going to do a giveaway. So stay tuned for the giveaway. What we're going to be giving away is the Autumn Falls Czech bead mix. I don't have a sample here, but it's a gorgeous Czech bead mix. I have a feeling Megan's going to pop up the banner any second so you can see it. It's also there in the shopping bag. It's a beautiful mix of vintage Czech glass beads, and it is lovely. So we're going to give that away. And then that's also our deal of the week, are those great Czech mixes that Megan put together are all 20% off for a limited time. I think it ends Monday night. So those Czech mixes that are so beautiful that come in that brown bag of all those strands of coordinated beads are all 20% off for our deal of the week. Okay, I'm seeing all the notes about multiple glasses for multiple things. I thought I was just kind of like, I don't know. I was like, am I just overthinking it? But no, I'm like, it really is where certain glasses seem to work better for certain applications. So I think that's where I'm at. All right, and then most of the beads that we're going to use in this bracelet come from this mix. Now, a quick note on this mix. We are getting limited on its quantity. We had a lot more, and now it's kind of selling out. So there's not a lot of this one left. So what I did do is in that shopping bag, I put some of the beads that looked similar to what are in this mix as single strands in the shopping bag, just in case this sells out. Like I put bronze daggers in the shopping bag. I think I put some little fire polished 6mm in the shopping bag as well. So I just want to give a little quick note that this particular mix is pretty low on quantities. So hopefully though, if it does sell out, the alternative beads will work for everyone too. Oh, thank you, Connie. I love that. So Connie's saying there are two Connies here, so I added an M. That helps a lot. And that'll help too for the giveaway, because when we do the giveaway, you have to be here live commenting, and then we say who the winner is. But if we have multiple people with the same name, it can get a little confusing. All right, so those are our main beads. These are in the shopping bag as well. I don't think I'm going to use them, but again, if this sells out or if you really like these, I thought that they were quite pretty with the Anna Bronze. So you can see how they look. And then I've got, what else do I have here before we get going? So here is a Art Beads designer blend, and this is the one I'm going to be using. This one is Verdigris, and this one's really pretty, has a bunch of little 11-0 seed beads. Oh, Stacy, welcome. We're glad you're here. We do this every Saturday morning. We call it our Saturday morning cartoons. We come, we play, we create, we visit. Kind of a nice way to start our weekend. And then I have these two mixes as well. I'm not going to use them, but I thought they mixed really well with the Anna Bronze as well. So I was kind of playing with what I had on hand in case you want to do a little variation of this design, but want some design suggestions of what might go well with it. So these are really pretty too. So these are a couple other mixes. All right, and then I am going to use this one. This is a nice little bronze mix of cube beads. If I could open this up, you can see these beads right here. There might be even like a triangle bead or a hex bead mixed in there too, but there's lots of really nice cuts, and it's a nice shiny metallic, and it gives you just a little bit of a play with your shapes if you're mixing it with round beads. So I love that. So I am going to use that, so I'm just going to spread a couple of those out. And then I wanted one other note before we actually start designing, because I like to give ideas. I'm going to use an antique brass clasp. I think you could also use a nice antique copper. I think that would go really well. If you like antique copper or you have antique copper around, I think that would look nice. I also think rose gold could be very pretty with this as well. It's quite warm. So just a couple other thoughts. You could do like an antique gold, an antique brass, an antique copper, a rose gold. I think you have lots of options for your clasp if that's something you want to kind of switch out. Okay, now we're ready to design. Okay, so we are going to be using this. This is a gold beading wire. I'm using 19 strand. That's kind of a personal preference. You could use 7 strand. You could use 49 strand. I'm going to be using the 0.015. That's pretty much a middle ground, I feel like. So it's kind of a good standard size. But you do have flexibility in the beading wire that you want to use. Oh, Sue, I love the acorn too. The acorn is so precious. I feel like I would even just wear this on a chain with nothing else. I think that could be a really pretty little piece as well. Okay, so we are going to start with 22 inches of this. And I always cut a little bit more than probably what most people do, so you could probably get away with like 19, 20 inches. I just like having a little more to work with. So 6, 12, 18, 22. Yeah, I mean, this, I can already tell this is going to be too long. Let's see, I can cut this down. Let's go, instead of 22, let's do 20, because that definitely just automatically felt too long. Okay, so 6, 12, 18, I think 20 is going to be more than enough. Okay, 20. So I just cut that with my regular cutters. If you're new to jewelry making, this is a really good pair of cutters. It cuts through like your 24, 26, 22 gauge wires. It also cuts through your beading wire. So it's kind of a nice all-purpose tool. I use it for everything except for memory wire, which needs a special tool. All right, so what we're gonna do here, this was what I was excited about, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to do this. I had just never done it before or thought of it before, so I got really excited about it. That's when my nerdy beater came out, where I'm like, this is so cool. I'm gonna do this for every single double strand bracelet from now on. What I did, and we're gonna do this together, is for my loop, I beaded on my seed beads. I slid them down to here, so you can imagine that's filled with seed beads. And then I added a crimp tube right here and crimped it. And then I had 2 strands to string going forward. And then when we get to the end, we just need to attach both of them to the clasp. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, you're gonna see it here in action and it will make a lot more sense. So I'm gonna use this seed bead blend. This is so pretty, and you get a ton of them. Oh, Eric is here too. Hello, Eric. Okay, now this has a lot of really pretty colors in it. And I think you could pick out any any of these colors and they would look beautiful with this design. There's even kind of like a fern green in there that could be really pretty. There's gold, there's teals, lots of different beads to choose from. So I really think you can't go wrong with any of the beads from that mix, combining it with the colors that we're doing here for the Anna Bronze. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad you guys like this method. I think it's really fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put on 3 of the dark teal. And again, use any color you want. There's so many pretty colors in here. So 3 of the dark teal. And then I'm gonna do 3 of kind of the gold. There's like 2 colors in here. There's a gold and there's like a light aqua-y gold. It's a little bit different so you can see. I think both are really pretty. And then we're gonna go ahead and do 3 more of the darkest. And I kind of went back and forth if I wanted this dark teal in there. It's pretty, but I really also sometimes like a little bit more subtle. So you could kind of just not use this dark teal for the contrast and just go with the lighter colors that are in this mix. Okay, so I'm gonna show you in just a second what I have on my beading wire. You don't need a needle, of course, it's just the beading wire. And for those who are just joining, we are going to do a giveaway later. The beautiful Autumn Falls mix, the Czech glass mix, we're going to give away a little later in the show. All right. All right, I'm loving reading the comments. If you ever hear me just pause, it's because I'm reading the comments. So here's what we have on. Oops, there's one that slipped away. There it is. All right, so we've got 3 of the dark teal, 3 of the lighter colors, 3 dark teals, 3 lighters, 3 dark teals. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We have 15 seed beads. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let those slide down to the middle, and we're going to put our 2 ends of beading wire together. Okay, so we've got the 2 ends together, and now we're going to put on a crimp tube. And I've got these little antique bronze, or not antique bronze, antique brass crimp tubes. So I'm going to put one of them on, and I'm going to slide it through both. So both of the beading wire ends are going through that little crimp tube, and then I'm going to hold my ends together so that they stay even. And now I'm just going to slide it on down. And as you slide it on down, your little loop forms. So that is the second part of our clasp that our lobster is going to eventually attach to. So you can see here, the lobster is going to attach to it at the end of the day. So that is ready to go. So we're going to crimp that right now. Okay, so I'm going to separate out my strands. I'm going to make sure I don't crimp one of my actual glass beads. And we've got the strands separated out. I'm in that back notch. Oh, thank you, Megan. And then what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze, and I'll give it a good squeeze so it becomes like that kidney bean shape. So you can see right there, it's got an indent in the middle, and it's like that kidney bean. And then we're going to turn that on our side and put it up in the front notch. And I think there's a lot of variations you can do with this general idea, and even these beads. There's so many beads to choose from. You can definitely alter this pattern very easily. Okay, so now once it's in that front notch, we're going to squeeze, bring it together like a little sandwich, and it is good to go. So there's our crimped crimp bead. So what we've just done, which I really love, again, my nerdy beader, we've made the second part of our clasp, and that's already finished. So this side is finished. We don't have to go back and do anything to it. We've also securely attached 2 strands, which is nice. And we've got a bead stopper. So it's going to stop our beads from falling off when we start to put things on here. So it's kind of a nice win-win-win. And I really do love this idea. So I think this is my new way of making double strand bracelets. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do one of the strands. So you see here we've got 2. Now I'm mixing it with daggers. Part of why I'm mixing it with daggers is I love the sound of this. I really, when I wear like charm bracelets and bracelets like this, I think that sound is so fun and satisfying. So we're gonna do 2 strands. If you wanna leave off the daggers, feel free to leave off the daggers. You can easily make this bracelet without daggers and you have plenty of beads. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to take our charms and we're gonna put jump rings on them. And that's gonna make them easier to string. So I've got these 6mm antique copper jump rings and they're open. So we're gonna go ahead and open them up and we're gonna put them on. Oh, Ruth Alice, okay, thank you. Good luck babysitting. Oh, hello Dee, yes, we are live. And Ruth Alice made a good point that the replays are available. So if anyone misses anything or comes in partway through or wants to rewatch a technique, the replay becomes available here just as soon as we end. Within a few minutes, you can watch the replay, which is always nice. She's 10 months old and it's keeping you very busy. Oh my gosh, yes, 10 months old. We'll definitely do that. I bet she's adorable though. Okay, so we've got that jump ring in there. We're just gonna open it up by twisting it out. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put this on each of the charms. So each charm is gonna get its own jump ring and we're gonna close it on up. Oh, I love Tina, that's a very special memory. I'm sorry that she passed. So here we've got the jump ring on there and we're gonna just do that for all of our charms before we even begin. I did put some other charms in that shopping bag as well. We've gotten some really cute little like maple leaf charms, pumpkin charms. I found Jeffette charms. So I found squirrel charms I put in there that were so cute. So you could, again, take this idea and do it with a totally different color scheme, different charms. So that's why you see some of those things in the shopping bag that I don't necessarily have right here, because I think it's fun to kind of play around and you can do something very similar but with different ingredients. But yeah, I was happy we have Jeffette charms. I had not seen those before. Yes, Eric, there are Jeffette charms. There's like 4 colors of squirrel charms. So cute. I saw Jeffette out there the other day too, just running around. I think he lives in the palm tree. I've kind of come to determine, I think that's his home because that's where he's always running up and down. Okay, so we've got our pretty little charm and I think it looks great from both angles. So you can, I think maybe this is the right side. This seems like the front side. This seems like the back side. But again, I think they're really pretty both ways. So we are just gonna take one strand. We're not gonna worry about the other strand at all. It can just hang out there. Oh, Sue says, the village I live in is known for our black squirrel. Oh, that's neat. I saw the black squirrel charm, but I have never seen a black squirrel before. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up 1 seed bead. So one from that same mix that we made the loop. And my reasoning is because this is the tightest corner of our design. So if you started out with a really big bead on each strand, it might kind of create a weird kick out, but this almost like tapers your design. So I'm gonna start with 1 seed bead, and then I am going to dump out these other beautiful beads from this mix. So let me just kind of scoot these guys up. You guys can see this mix. Now I wanna see a black squirrel. All right, so this is this mix. You see there's actually a lot happening in this one. This one's pretty crazy. Megan did an amazing job. I think she was having fun. I'm gonna guess that she kept adding to it because she was having fun with this one. All right, so there's these cool beads in it. There are leaves. I'm not gonna use them, but there are really pretty leaves. There are these like cylinders as well, which are cool. We're gonna use them. There are the bronze daggers. There are these like bronze rondelles, which are like fire polished because you can see that their cuts are right here. There are also these ones. I didn't use them, but I really like these guys. There are also these like cube beads, and these are all Czech glass. So if you are one of our friends who are joining us for the first time, all the beads are glass. So when you look at these shows, I don't think I've ever used a plastic bead. So I know we get that question a lot, but these are all beautiful glass beads. I mean, I shouldn't say I've never used a plastic bead. I use plastic beads when I'm like, sometimes when I'm beading with my kids, but I think in these live shows, I use like these beautiful Czech mixes and things like that. So I tend to not use plastic beads. All right. So here are just some of the bead styles that are picked out of this one mix. There's also like bugle beads, and I noticed there's, what else? So got that. Yeah, I'm probably missing something. Oh yeah, there's even smaller little gold beads. I like it. Megan says, friends, don't let friends use plastic beads. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna keep this out here because we're gonna pick from it for our bracelet. Now, like I said, I already did kind of a design ahead of time, but you could play and do whatever you want. But we're gonna recreate the design that I had in the picture here. So we've started with a seed bead on the same strand that had that little seed bead. We're gonna pick up one of these pretty little turquoise beads. So this is this little like fire polish, like a turquoise Picasso, I would say. And again, in case this mix sells out, which I'm a little bit worried that it might sell out pretty quickly, I did put similar beads into the shopping cart. So hopefully there's stuff in there to play with, just because I was a little worried about this mix. Okay, and then we're going to do a dagger. And these are these really pretty bronze daggers. They look good from both sides, so there's no right or wrong way. And then we're going to do another little turquoise Picasso, another dagger, another turquoise Picasso, and another dagger. We often talk about how like the rule of 3 or the rule of 5. Oftentimes in jewelry design, you see clusters in odd numbers. I don't really know where that began. It just seems to be more visually pleasing. So I tend to do things in odd numbers. I would love to know where that originated too. Like, where did that idea that you should do things in 3s and 5s actually originate? Okay, so here's our pretty little daggers. And now we're gonna add a bronze rondelle. Oh, good, Denise. Yes, you know what? I agree too. I think it's so much easier to see the beads like tossed and turned and looked from different angles and picked out. That's, I think, a great thing about these lives is that we can do that. Oh, good morning, Moni. Thank you for joining us Saturday morning. I hope it's a busy, fun day. All right, so we're going to use this now. And now we're going to do another rondelle, and then we're going to pick up our first charm. It could be any charm you like. I'm going to do the little acorn, and then I'm going to put the acorn on, and then I'm going to follow it by another rondelle. And I want to show you kind of the reasoning here. So when I did that, the little jump ring is sandwiched between these two rondelles, and I think it kind of hangs nicely. I think that's like a nice little setting for that jump ring charm combo. So I'm going to repeat that for all of my charms. And then what I'll do is I'm going to grab another one of these beautiful long beads, again, Czech glass, and then we're going to do another little sandwich with a charm. This time we'll do maybe this larger charm, that pretty little leaf. And another rondelle. And I love these Czech mixes. So a quick reminder, the deal of the week, not this one, but those other really big Czech mixes that Megan put together that have a lot of the vintage beads in them that we had so much fun with this summer. Those are the deal of the week. They're 20% off. I put a couple in the shopping bag that I thought would go with these charms if you were interested in them. But there's a couple other ones on the website too, and they're really pretty. They were one of the best parts of the summer. Oh, thank you, Gina. I have fun with the photos. I take them all in my backyard, and I always have like these books and cutting boards and papers, and then I pick flowers, and I have fun doing the photos. Oh, and Megan's saying she'll add more to the shopping bag for the vintage mixes that are on sale. It's a great, they were already a great bargain, but now they're a really great bargain. Yeah, so here's what the leaves look like. So this is when I like to always like be like, well, you could do this. So if you wanted to not have a bracelet, this would be a beautiful necklace. So you can imagine how this would look with the same beads, the same everything as a necklace. Let's finish off this kind of sequence and then I'll hold it up so you can see what it would look like as more of a necklace design, because you could definitely do that too. Oh, so Moni, I had the hardest time with good jewelry photos too. And for me, what the real game changer was I take them outside. So you don't want to be in the direct sunlight because then it creates like a weird shine. So you kind of want to be a little bit in the shade, but you want it to be like the sunny, this is going to sound weird. You want it to be the nice sunny part of the day. So you have a lot of light out there, but you don't want to be in the direct sunlight. So that was what really helped me. Also, I try to never take photos on pure white backgrounds. I find I get like too many odd shadows if I do that. So I always try to have like a postcard or something textured or creamy on the bottom of it, or like on the base. And that helps a lot for my photos. I don't know why. It just seems like trigger something in my camera that makes the photos look like warm and natural. But if I try to take them on pure white, I struggle really. It's a big struggle. So natural light, and then trying to have something interesting on the base of them. And then my photographer friend gave me a really good tip. He said, if you wear a white t-shirt, when you're taking jewelry photos, you become your own white reflector board. So sometimes you see photographers hold up like a big white board, and that is to bounce the white light and to make it so it's brighter. But if you wear a white t-shirt while you do your photos, you end up as your own whiteboard. So that's kind of cool too. And I've tested that out and that actually works. My photos end up a lot brighter. So it's just kind of interesting to think about things like that. So hopefully that helped. Okay, so here we have what's going to be the first strand of our bracelet. So we've got the daggers. Oh yeah, we could do a whole show on how to do photos. That would be really fun. Oh, Tina, that's awesome. So she's saying she took one on a black background and her necklace looked like it was floating. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a light box. I still prefer outside photos though. I still prefer to just set them up on my outdoor table, and that works for me. Oh, hello, Gina. Okay, so here we have what is going to be our first strand. But again, I think this would be so pretty as a necklace as well. So you would just cut a longer strand. You obviously wouldn't make your loop, but you could easily make this into a really beautiful necklace. So just a little thought on that. So now we're ready to attach our clasp. So we're going to string on a crimp tube. So this project uses 3 crimp tubes because we had one to create our loop and stabilize our 2 strands. And then there's going to be one for each strand to connect to the clasp. And then, you know what? I think, let me see. Oh, I want to add one more seed bead before I put on that crimp tube. Let me just do that real quick. Yes, so the charms, the Anna Bronze charms are sold separately, so you can pick which ones you like. We do have like a maple leaf set, which is more of like an enameled, colorful charm set that I think is sold like by the strand. Oh, beaded spiders. Yes, please. I love it. Yes, that would be cool. All right, so we're going to put on our clasp. We're just going to go through the loop. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm having fun reading all these photography tips and comments. All right, so I just went back down through the crimp tube, and now I'm just gonna pull it down towards my beadwork. I kind of have to do this a little bit on the table. All right, so we want it to move, so we don't want that loop too tight, of course. And okay, so I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do, because I feel like I sometimes am challenged with my beadwork being too stiff. So to counter that, I'm going to curve my beadwork to begin with a little bit, just to make sure that it's not too stiff. So when it's in a straight line, it's really easy to like pull it too tight and to have your beads really like stiff. So when you wear it, it doesn't hang nicely. So I tend to like to, when I'm working on a bracelet design, I like to curve it into its desired shape before I crimp my crimp tube. Oh, the small leaf charms are sold out. Oh no, I was a little worried with this one that some things would sell out. We can talk to Megan if we're gonna get more in soon. Oh, hello, Vivian. Thank you. So yeah, this is our inspiration piece. This is what we're designing today. It's a double strand charm bracelet, and gotta love that sound. So welcome, thank you for joining us. We have fun. We come and we do this every Saturday morning. All right, so I'm just gonna pull that a little tighter so my loop is right like that. And now I'm gonna crimp that bead. And this is when I'm grateful I'm not using a magnetic clasp, because they always stick to my pliers. So this came a little bit loose when I picked it up. I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit, ever so slightly down here where I can see it just a little bit better. Okay. Okay, so I've got it in there, it's in the back, and crimp. Diane, I do the same. I do the same. Even my little loop here got a little bit tighter than I would have liked, but it'll be fine. And then we're gonna crimp it this way. Okay, so that is a crimp bead, or crimp tube, I should say. And then I like to feed it through at least one bead. I usually just stop with one bead through the nearest bead here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love the comments for Megan, because Megan is awesome. And she is really so talented with her combos and being able to pick, and she knows beads. Oh my gosh, she knows beads for sure. Hi, Amy. Okay, so I am just gonna take my end and put it through that seed bead right there. And then I'm gonna trim it. And I am gonna trim this end right now because I don't want this getting in the way of my second strand. I'm just gonna trim it. And we have done one strand. Now this could be a bracelet. You don't have to make this a double strand bracelet. You could do this exact same design and make this a really pretty single strand bracelet. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it a double strand. So we're gonna do a second strand to go next to this first one with our other beading wire that's waiting for us. And I am gonna bring in these pretty little cube beads, because what I felt like they did is I felt they matched the metallic of this Czech glass rondelle that was in the mix. So I thought that that kind of tied the two strands together. Sleeping beads, I love it. Okay, so for the second strand, I'm gonna add a seed bead, and this time I think I'll do kind of that dark teal again, just to kind of bring that into the design since it was in the loop that we created. And then I'm gonna do one of these cube beads, followed by an orange bead from the mix. So this mix comes with these orange, kind of like a bicone, a Czech glass bicone. You can see what that looks like. And then I'm gonna put on another cube and another of the dark teal. And I'm happy to report my new glasses are making it easier to see these beads. So this is the first time trying them. So I'm very happy that that's happening. Okay, and then I'll show you what sequence I've got here in just a minute. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. So we have another seed bead, so it's not too crowded where it's near that crimp tube. We got a couple of those really pretty cubes that are super shiny, another teal seed bead to try to bring that color through. And then we've got this Czech glass bead, this really pretty blue cube, and then another Czech fire polish, which looks like a matte gold. So that's what we've got so far. Now we're gonna go ahead and add another teal. I just keep bringing that teal throughout, so it's got like a little speck of it here and there. And now I'm gonna do another dagger and another teal bead. And then I'm gonna do that sequence again with the cube and then the orange. Oh, thank you, Megan. And then another little metallic. And then I'm kind of following the pattern of what I did before. So this is what we've got thus far. So we're bringing a little bit of orange. So again, kind of that fall feel, that harvesty. Oh, Denise, welcome. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do another dagger. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a teal, a dagger, and I'll hold this whole strand up again. So if anyone wants to go back and watch the replay, they'll be able to just even pause on that screen so you can see the entire strand sequence here. Okay, so this is what we've got going so far. Got a couple daggers, and now we're gonna do, let's see, I've got my two oranges, this. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm gonna hold up my original sample and just make sure I'm not missing anything, because this was the sample I'm working off of. Nope, that's looking right. Okay, so we're ready to add one of these really cool big like barrel beads. So let's go ahead and add that now. So let's see, so next to, I did mess something up. What did I do? Okay, guys, what's the difference? Let's spot the difference. This is like a mini game. I think I added an extra dagger. Yes, okay, so here, what did I do? Okay, yep, I added an extra dagger. That's where I went wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna pull off that dagger. Aw, thank you. Okay, it's like I knew something was off. Okay, now we're gonna do one of these barrel beads. So that's what that looks like. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, your wire keeps breaking at the crimp. What would be doing that? Do you have the right size crimp for the right size beading wire? So let me help try to problem solve this real quick. So what is here is your size of your beading wire. And it has a recommendation for your crimp bead or your crimp tube. Also, I think a lot of us here, so everyone has a different way of doing things. I use only crimp tubes. I find they're a lot easier to work with. I think a lot of people here have shared that as well. So I would first check that your beading wire matches the appropriate size crimp tube, because maybe if something's off, that's what's doing it. I would also see about using crimp tubes. If you're using crimp beads, I would try to use crimp tubes. I think a lot of people find them to be a lot easier, but that's really different. I haven't really heard of the beading wire cracking on it. Oh, and Mary's saying sometimes you can squeeze too hard. So maybe that's it. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe like the wires are laying like on top of each other instead of next to each other. That could be, and then they're not crimping properly. Yeah, we're all curious. We're like, how can we solve this? Okay, so now I'm going to do another teal bead, and now I'm going to do my other dagger. And then another teal bead. And I'm sorry, I know how frustrating it is when you can't get the crimping correct. That was my biggest ever jewelry making frustration. I struggled with crimp beads for the very, very longest time. So I can absolutely sympathize on that one. It's very frustrating when it's like, well, I see other people doing it and it's working. Why is it not working for me? So hopefully we can problem solve this for you. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Could the crimper be worn down where it's not working right? Oh, okay. If you're crimping too long, it does. Oh, like if you're over crimping it, maybe it's stressing it a bit. That's an interesting idea too. Okay, so this is what we've got. We added a dagger surrounded by those teal beads. We added the fire polish with that blue, that really pretty blue, which is unexpected. I would not have thought that this would look so good with that blue. That's a color because it's a little bit of it's not quite the same turquoisey blue. It's a little bit lighter, but I really like it. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, oh, thank you, Sherry. And then we're gonna do another one of these barrel beads. So another one of these ones. And let's see what else. Okay, so now we're done with the center point. So this is our center point. So now we're just gonna recreate this sequence here on the other side over here. So I'm just gonna kind of look at my beadwork as I go here and just copy my other side. So I need a pretty little cube bead and another orange. I love the orange. Another little cube. And there's different size cubes in here. You can pick whichever one you like. And then we're gonna do a teal bead, another dagger. And we still have that giveaway coming. I have not forgotten. It's gonna be for that beautiful Autumn Falls Czech glass mix. I don't have a sample, but I did add it to the shopping bag. So if you want to take a look at what the giveaway is, it's a really, really gorgeous collection of strands of beautiful Czech glass beads that Megan put together. It's beautiful, and you get a lot. So that is a really fun giveaway. So we're going to do that here at the end once we finish this bracelet, which we're actually almost done. So I guess that's a good reminder. If you are on Facebook or YouTube, you need to be over here on Art Beads to be eligible to win. So there's a link in the video you're watching right now. Click on that link. It will pop you over here. So then when you comment live, you will be able to be entered to win, because I'll ask a trivia question and the first correct answer will win. First correct answer in the comments here on Art Beads. I should clarify that. Okay, so I'm almost done, guys, and then I'm going to hold it up and show you. And I'll double check my work. All right, we're done here. All right, so here is the second strand. So we've got the seed bead, the cube, the orange. This kind of, I'm going to just stripe it down. Maybe I could hold it like this. So if you want to pause screen on the replay so you can see the sequence. And Eric and Megan are giving really good reminders. If anyone is new here, the shopping bag icon that you see in the corner is your resource guide. It has everything that I'm using, including the tools, the beading wire, preloaded on there so that you can have a good resource where you can see them, you can see their quantity, you can see their sizing, their color, their price, all that good stuff is there. You can even add it to your shopping bag, your shopping cart from that shopping bag. So it makes it really easy and you don't go away. If you click on that, you're still part of the show, you don't leave the show. So that's a good note since, you know, I know we have friends who are joining us for the first time, so that's a good resource. All right, guys, we're ready to finish this bracelet. The only thing left to do is to add a crimp tube and attach this strand to the lobster that's already attached. Yeah, this is the best community. Everyone is so helpful and it's so encouraging and supportive. It's amazing. Okay, so here we have that little crimp tube. And what I did, and I'm going to try to do this again because I thought this was handy. So I've got this strand right here. Maybe I'll put a bead stopper on it for just a moment. Here's a little bead stopper just so it doesn't accidentally get knocked. Oh, thank you, Wendy. And I'm just going to put that bead stopper on it. I'm going to close up my bracelet. So I'm going to take my lobster and I am going to put it through that seed bead loop. So what this does is a couple things. One, it actually gives me something more to grip. So this is going to give me a bigger thing to hold on to. It also forces that rounded shape. So before when I did the first one and I had to lay it down to make sure that my beads were not too tight, I won't have to do that because this is already going to be in that nice rounded shape. So I thought it worked out well. We'll see if it works out well again here on the second time around, but I thought it did work out well. Okay, so I'm also paying attention to where the strand is. So this one's coming off here to the right. So when I put it on here, I want it on the right here as well. So I'm just gonna let it go like this. I'm gonna take off my stopper. And these stoppers don't hurt your cord at all. They just kind of secure it so all your beads don't drop off. Okay, so I'm gonna now go through the little loop. I'm gonna make sure this one's off to the side because I don't want my bracelets like crossing over. I want them to be on the same side. I want it to be the right side. So let me just double check. Yep, okay. Always double check your work. Okay, so we're gonna go here. And now I'm gonna go through that crimp tube again. Oh, I love all the hearts. Thank you guys. Yeah, this is just classic fall. Like these colors are so pretty together. All right, just kind of pull it on up. So you're cinching it on up. And now I'm not gonna have to worry really that this one's too tight because it's already in a nice bracelet loop shape. So that's handy for sure. And then just gonna tighten it to the degree I want it. Just kind of pull it, help your beads along, make sure there's no big gaps anywhere. And then we're gonna crimp it. So for the crimping technique, and I learned this from Sarah Lovecraft, who's amazing, she always pulls her two wires apart. So if you think about when you're doing this with the kidney bean shape, you're basically making two channels. So you want ideally one strand to go into each channel. So it helps if you separate them out and you pull them off to the side so they're kind of ready in that placement. So, all right, so I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna make sure that that seed bead is not gonna get cracked. And then I'm going to just squeeze. And let's see if I've got my two channels. So there, you can kind of hopefully see that. See there, so you can kind of see where we've got the two separate channels happening with the crimp wire. One's coming from each direction. And that was a Sarah tip. I learned that from her and I was like, oh, that's so smart. I was like, that's probably where I've been struggling before. Because guys, I really didn't do much stringing until 6-7 months ago. And I've been making jewelry for like 15, 16, 17 years. I don't even know how long anymore. I've been with Bead for 14 years and art beads for a couple years I've worked with. And then, but I was making jewelry before that. And so I just really avoided stringing for 15, 16 years, 17 years. So I totally get it when people say that they struggle with stringing and crimping. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we are gonna go ahead and put your crimped tube upright in the front notch. So you want it to be standing up in it so that then it can fold it over. Oh, I just saw that we sold out of the mid-century modern mix. Yeah, I was really worried that was going to happen. So there are some beads in the shopping bag that are similar. Like I put the daggers in there. I put some of the pretty little, like we can see right here, these turquoise ones that are similar in there. I think Megan just said she added some. Okay, so I'm going to crimp this bead. I'm going to fold it over. And then you can see it becomes like a little sandwich. So hopefully that's easier to see right there. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time. So I would say if you want to practice with plated 2x2 crimp tubes. I think those are the easiest. And if they're plated, you don't have to worry that you're going to go through them as you're practicing as opposed to like a sterling silver or something. I would just get some plated crimp tubes and practice. Okay, I'm trying to go through just one or two little beads right here. Come on. There we go. Oh, thank you, Megan. Yeah, Megan created some other beautiful mixes. I too tried to put some mixes in there that would be really pretty with this, with these charms as well. So definitely look in that shopping bag at the other mixes too, since this mix did just sell out. So look in there. There are some gorgeous ones that will go really well with this, with these leaves and this acorn, and have that same harvest fall feel. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim my beading wire, and our bracelet is done. So here is our charm bracelet. And again, my favorite thing about it, I think it's really pretty, I love it, but my favorite thing is figuring out this technique to do the double strand bracelet with a single strand of beading wire. So if you came in a little bit late, what we did was we used just one longer strand of beading wire. We made our loop ahead of time at the halfway point. We crimped a crimp tube. That gave us 2 strands to work off of. And then we just used 2 crimp tubes here at the lobster clasp. So that was a really, really easy way of making a double strand bracelet. It also is nice because you often buy a lobster clasp and you're like, well, what do I do for the other half? What am I attaching it to? And this makes the other half of your clasp. So I really love that, you know, there's a couple different advantages to this. So there is our double strand bracelet, our charm bracelet. Oh, thank you guys for the hearts. Okay, so that replay will become available as soon as this ends. I'm going to give everyone over on YouTube and Facebook just another minute to pop on over here to Art Beads, and we're going to do the giveaway for that beautiful Autumn Falls Czech glass bead assortment. So come on over if you're over on YouTube or Facebook. The way you're going to be able to enter is you have to be here on Art Beads, and you have to, you're going to comment. I'm going to say a trivia question. First comment here live during the show at Art Beads with the correct answer will win. Okay, and Eric is sharing that there is a link in the comments for YouTube. So he put a link in the comments. If you're on YouTube, just another minute here so you can pop on over so you can be part of this and part of the giveaway and eligible to win. I'll give a couple little reminders that the Czech mixes that Megan put together, those beautiful special vintage Czech assortments, are our deal of the week. They are 20% off. They are limited quantity. Once they're gone, they're gone. I do know some have more than others. I saw a couple were down to like 3 or 5, and others had a little bit more. And that is our deal of our week right now. And they are beautiful. They are absolutely gorgeous. And then we're also having our pre-fall cyber sale of up to half off. So I did notice a lot of what I'm using today is also on sale for that cyber sale. So that's pretty cool too. Oh, and Megan's saying we're making room for new mixes. I love it. Oh, thank you, Santa Barbara girl. All right, guys, let's do the giveaway. It's a Julie question, so I think mine are a little on the easier side, so get ready to type quickly. Okay, so in staying with our theme, because it's fall and harvest, which tree produces acorns? Which tree produces acorns? First correct comment here live on Art Beads will win that beautiful fall mix. I see a lot of correct answers. All right, and I'm going to let Megan, because those went so fast. That was like super speed typing. I'm going to let Megan find who was the first one. So yes, the correct answer is the oak tree. And congratulations to Christy. Congratulations, Christy. You get that beautiful mix. Yes, so fast. So I thought that would be perfect since we were playing with this really pretty acorn charm and we were talking about fall and harvest. So yeah, you never know the questions if they're going to be super hard or super easy. But congratulations, Christy. I hope you love that mix. We have a Facebook group, Serious Art Beaters, and you can post to it. So if you get that, once you get that mix and you design with it, it would be great. If you wanted to post some pictures, just hashtag Serious Art Beaters. And then we can all see what you make with it, which is fun. All right, guys, I am going to pop my camera up again. If you want to see the sequence of this again, or this technique, if you came in a little bit late, as shortly after we say goodbye today, the replay will become available. And for anyone who's just joining us, we do these lives a lot. I am here every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Oh, you can hear my chimes in the background here. It must be 9 o'clock. Oh, can I put it on my wrist? Sure. So we are here, I'm here every Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific. I'm also here on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So, and then we've got Deb Floros and Sarah Lovecraft and Becky Dahl here too. So we have lots and lots of fun. So, and I am terrible at doing this part on camera, but I'll do my best. All right, well, I'm going to hold it because I don't think I can do that from there, but you see, when you wear it, it hangs and it makes that really cool jingle jangle sound. So here, this is going to be easier. With all of those charms and all that fun daggers. And you could leave the daggers off. I know some people love daggers and some people are not a dagger fan. I kind of liked it because they hung like the charms as well. So there you can see what it would look like. So thank you guys. I think I would hang it, since I'm wearing it, I'd probably hang it with the charms going down. So I would probably put this on so the charms go down versus up so they can hang and make that really cool sound. Oh, thank you guys. I love the sound. And again, you could do the same idea with a necklace. This doesn't have to be a bracelet. You could also easily make this a bracelet. I mean, a necklace. Thank you guys. Okay, let me put my other glasses on. Now that we're to this point of 2 glasses. Oh my gosh. I'm glad you guys are there with me. Okay, let me flip this up. All right, we're cloudy today. All right, thank you guys for joining me. And thank you for the encouragement with the glasses. That was like an experiment here. Yeah, so now beading glasses, regular glasses for reading. Thank you guys. This is always so fun to start our mornings off like this, start our weekends off. It's Saturday morning. We've been creative and now we get to go off and enjoy the weekend. So thank you guys for joining me. Saturday morning cartoons continues. Yes, I love it. These are so fun to do. Thank you, Megan and Eric, also for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, as always, everyone. I'm reading the comments as we're talking. So I will see everyone else on Wednesday, and that is going to be fun. I've got a loom. So just a little teaser there, and we're going to do some looming. So that will be really, really fun. So join me then, and I will see you later. Have a great weekend. Yes, loom. I know, Megan. I'm excited. I'm going to be working on that this weekend. So we're going to have fun. Bye, everyone. Oh, wait, quick reminder, as we're still here, if you have anything in your shopping cart, please remember to check out, because I do know, like that mid-century mix that sold out, some things are going to sell out quicker than others. So please, if you have anything in your shopping cart, make sure you check out. But other than that, have a great weekend. Take care. I'll see you on Wednesday.